Next, I'm going to talk about the parts of our rebreathe anesthetic machine. So this first part right here is the oxygen flow meter, which delivers fresh 100% oxygen to the animal. It is also used for a carrier gas for the anesthetic. Our anesthetic that we use is isoflurane. The next part is the O2 flush valve, and what the flush valve does is clear any anesthetic from the machine, which is useful if you want to give just straight oxygen to an animal and not use it as an anesthetic. Next is the vaporizer, which delivers a certain amount of the drug to the animal, the ISO to the animal, to keep it under for the anesthetic procedure. And it's got a little push release lock valve here so it can't accidentally be turned on if you're using the oxygen. So you would have to push the button and turn it to get it to come on. Let's see, next is the CO2 canister. This holds lime, and what this does is absorb carbon dioxide, which is breathed out by the animal. And with the rebreathe machine, what it does is it just cycles the oxygen through the system and cleans out any of the CO2 that the animal's breathing or from the air. So you're just delivering the fresh oxygen to the pet. Then we have the pop-off valve, and what the pop-off valve is a pressure relief valve, which releases gases and extra pressure from the machine, which is useful for if you have to use the bag for bagging an animal in case of CPR. Leave that open for the next person on. It's important to have this all the way open for when you're using it as a rebreathe machine. Then you have your inhalation and exhalation ports, so you can see them flutter when an animal is breathing, and that lets you know that the oxygen and the airflow is going in and out of the tubes. This is the inhalation and exhalation tube, which connects to the endotracheal tube that connects to the pet. And then we have the reservoir bag. And what the reservoir bag is basically a safety device, so you can bag the animal. And you can also watch the breaths and watch the pressure of the machine to make sure that the lungs aren't overexpanding. And then down below, there are our backup oxygen tanks in case for some reason we have a power outage or we run out of oxygen. And then we have our oxygen lines, so we have a whole system. And so our actual oxygen tanks, the big guys, are in a back room, and then this cycles through the hospital to our 3 other anesthetic machines. And then we have our scavenging system, which goes up and out of the building, and that connects to the bottom of the machine down here. And that's it for the machine.
Next, I'm going to show how to do a pressure check. First, you get a bag and make sure that there are no cracks or leaks in the seal. Check the rest of the bag, make sure there's no small puncture holes, nothing wrong with the bag. And secure it. Make sure it's on there tight. Then you check your connection to your hoses, make sure they're on tight on the inhalation and exhalation ports. Then you're going to turn on your oxygen, and you're going to watch this dial go up to about 35, and you want it to stay and hold at 35. So I'll turn on my oxygen. Got my thumb over the end of the hose line so that it doesn't leak out the back. And we're watching the bag fill up. And the pressure gauge should start going up here in a second. There it goes. You don't want it to climb too high, so I drop the oxygen back down just a little bit until we get to 35 point, and then I drop the oxygen down so it'll hold. And you wait just for a little bit and watch to see if it keeps dropping. As you can see, there's no leak in the bag. And now I'm just going to release it by opening the pop-off valve, and it's very important to open this rather than just let go with your thumbs, and that way you know this is open, so when you do have a procedure and you have to intubate, it's already open and ready to go for you. And make sure you turn off your oxygen. And that's it. Thank you.
So a rebreathe system versus a non-breathe system. A rebreathing system, excuse me. A rebreathing system allows the recirculation of exhaled gases to be rebreathed by the animal with the carbon dioxide removed and fresh oxygen and anesthetics added. The non-rebreathing, however, on the other hand, allows little or no exhale gases to return to the animal that's breathing them, but it allows them to exit out of either the pop-off valve or the scavenger system, the scavenger hose.